welcome to Watkins Glen International, one of the oldest road courses in the United States. We will be racing the Zippo 200 this afternoon. If you watched the truck race earlier today, that ended in a small green-white checkered, like the majority of the truck races had in this season. Qualified yesterday afternoon, put the throwback to the old CSU Ram logo. That's what we call this thing, hence the College Board numbers. On the pole, we won the truck race earlier. Can we go 2 for 2 on the day? As we look at the scores of the race, Joe Nemechek in the trump car starting outside pole. We will be starting on the pole today, and Josh Balicki ended up crashing during the qualifying session yesterday afternoon. Pace car is off, and we are racing at Watkins Glen. Getting through the carousel, looks like everything already is single file pretty much. Dylan Murway and Joe Nemechek are 1-2, and Justin Algar is fallen well out of the top 5 now. We got Jeremy Clements 4th and Cindric in 5th. We'll see how that shakes out. Free to go in this stage. There's several points of interest that we'd like to note in this course. Obviously, Turn 1 had that big runoff area that was put back in 2006 after several drivers that got stuck in that, spun in that area, were getting stuck in the sand. So track owners decided to repave that entire area with extra runoff in case cars go wide. They did the same thing in the bus stop too, and over in turn 6, exiting the carousel. Obviously, the carousel issues for different reasons, because there have been some pretty nasty wrecks that have happened over the years of this track, and especially in that area leaving the carousel. Obviously, one everybody remembers the most would be the Sam Hornish Jeff Gordon incident, where Sam Hornish hit the tires and was flung into traffic. Anyways, the pits are closed with 2 to go in this stage. Top 5 is pretty much not changed. Chase Briscoe is falling 5th. And it is Dylan Murway and Joe Nemechek 1-2. Nemechek's about a second and a half off of the 75. Kind of got that throwback paint scheme to the old CSU Ram mascot. Those of you that live out in Colorado know what I'm talking about. Saw it on a brewery truck down there yesterday, and kind of throwing back to paint scheme that was designed off of that. As we head down the straightaway towards turn number 6. And then towards turn 7. This is not changed at all since the start of the race. as the white flag waves in stage 1. They're blocking the land. Everything seems to be pretty calm in this stage. Everybody's starting to spread out. It's Dylan Murway and Joe Nemechek out here making qualifying laps. Very surprising to see those two cars up front for as long as they have. Nemechek especially, because he's ran mid-pack towards the back pretty much all year. He gets one good car, and figures out how to run up front. He's doing pretty good today in that 47. As Harrison Burton has just got past the 98 for 5th. And that will be it and bring us to the end of stage 1. And Dylan Murway will win the stage. Nemechek, Clements, Cindric, Burton, Briscoe, Allgaier, Michael Annett, Noah Gregson, and Daniel Hemrick all get themselves stage points. Hemrick, since he's in that three-way battle for those last two spots, he needs any stage points he can get. So nobody will pit by the looks of it. Top 10 has not changed. His car is off, and it's the start of stage 2. Oh, Nemechek goes around. Saves it, maybe, and that will break the stage. Somehow out of all of this, Jeremy Clements ends up stealing the stage win. As Nemechek loops it around off the bottom of 2, somehow everybody avoids him. The benefit of that wide area in turn 1. So pace car's off. David Starr has decided to stay out. That's stage 2 winner Jeremy Clements to his outside. And there goes David Starr continuing to fall back. Nemechek coming back in 4th. So now you got 3 cars fighting for the lead up front. Cindric, Clements, and Murway. Looks like Nemechek's coming back after that stage 2 slide. Oh, Dylan way off course. Almost got Nemechek again. Luckily they sorted out. There's Harrison Burton sitting there in 5th. Heading up towards the left-hander in 6th. Austin Cindric, very good road racer. He's about to challenge Clements for the lead. He's got it. New leader at the point. Dylan's going to try to make it 3 wide in 7. Clements wisely backed out of that decision. Now it's Cindric and Murway side by side at the line. They're going to give it to Cindric as who led that lap. Nemechek comes back. He has not won a Busch race in forever in this series, considering he's gone part-time mode now. Nice to see him running up front. Him battling with Austin Cindric, very good road racer. You got Clements and Burton battling there for 4th, side by side into the bus stop. That is very dangerous. Somehow they were able to pull that off. It's like Cindric tries to tuck in. He does. Move the 47 back to the point. Our way to the inside of Cindric. Contact there. Ten to go. He's gonna gently let the car roll through. Somehow it's stuck as they make their way up the hill through the S's. Oh, Nemechek, the Trump car. Can he save it? He still managed to save it harder than the Biden administration's going down in flames, and he's still leading. What do you know? Must be the fact that he's got Trump written on the side. Meanwhile, further back, Cindric and Merway continue to fight for second. Cindric in the 22. That's all Nemechek needs to see. He's having a very surprising weekend. I don't think anybody bet him to win. Nine to go. He's going to arc it into one. Close the gap to maybe 0.2 of a second. Now it's half a second now. At this point, it's going to come down to, and the caution comes out for somebody. Debris, I think, was spotted over in the S's. That's what we're hearing. So just like the truck race earlier today, a late yellow just made things really interesting. What happened to my pit crew? Getting set for another late restart here at Watkins Glen. We're underway. Joe Nemechek and Austin Cindric on the front row. Watch out for Dylan in turn one. Yikes. Somehow he made that work. David Starr's still up here, hanging on, even though his tires are pretty much shot. Making their way through the S's. Stuck behind the 8 of Hemrick. Going to try to get a spot in the outside lane. Hit by Gregson. Gregson goes into the dirt. Dylan clips the bus stop. He makes it work. Bounces off the side of the 7. Cindric is taking the lead from the 47 of Joe Nemechek. And Briscoe getting sent through the turn 6. He won last time out at Mid-Ohio, if you don't remember. Looking for another possible road course win. He'll try to force his way in there. A little bit of contact with the net. And somehow he saved it. So now it's 6 cars all within probably 2.5 seconds of each other. With Cindric leading the way, holding off Joe Nemechek. Towards turn 6, where I was going to force it in there, closing up on the 11. Him and Riley Herbst had some words after last week's race in Mid-Ohio. and they weren't PG. That explained why Herb had to go to the hauler, reportedly, after the race. Partially after Herb spun Justin Haley on pit road, coming to pit road at the end of that race. And then that was after Herbst got sent wide by Haley on the last lap. Contact there. Norway saves it. 4 to go. So far it is Cindric and Nemechek on the that are 1-2. Harrison Burton back there in third. That can make things real interesting in there. What Cindric doesn't need to see is a yellow flag. At the outside, Cindric is the preferred. Burton is the preferred lane in the 20. Now Dillon's got the inside lane heading through the carousel. Driver's right. Going out of the carousel down the long straightaway towards turn 6. And hanging himself a nice solid left. And he's really currently the fastest car on track. He's closing in big here on Cindric and Nemechek, especially if those three start mixing it up front. That'll just make things really interesting. Harrison Burton saying, please mix it up and cause a caution. So we got Austin Cindric and Joe Nemechek. Cindric is taking control a lot in this last stage. Dillon trying to look to have a nice run in the weekend. Oh, Nemechek sent wide. He saves it. Nemechek comes back. Another shot at the 75. Dillon really forced his way in there. Now he's got Cindric to deal with up front and a very angry Joe Nemechek behind him. Cindric left the bottom open, going to the inside. A lot of contact. On the line, 2 to go. Goes down. Oh, he stepped out. That brought Nemechek back in there. And the caution just come out. We will have an overtime restart. They're saying more. Can't tell who it was. They're saying Brandon Jones. By the looks of it, he got stuck in turn 5 the tires. So we had 4 overtimes at the Indy Roval with how wild these road course restarts get. I'm thinking we might tie that. Can Joe Nemechek get a win from Mike Harmon Racing? Even though neither cars are in the top 30 in points, let's find out. Oh, Michael Annette was the car in pit road, not Brandon Jones. Annette had a mechanical issue. Oh, Murway stepped way wide. That is all Nemechek needed to see. That was a thank you. Everybody single file through the S's. Everybody gets through there clean. And Cindric gets sent wide. Round he goes. Another caution flag. Take two of NASCAR overtime. Green flag. Trying to send it in there. Oh, he sent Nemechek wide. Cindric comes back after spinning that last yellow. Now they're side by side for second. That is all Austin Cindric wants to see. Oh, Dillon really charged it in there in that bus stop. He's really closed in on Cindric. We'll see how this goes heading through turn 6. They make it through. Looks like everybody gets to the white without a problem. Side by side, Austin Cindric, Dylan Murway coming to the line. White flag at Watkins Glen. Those two did have a photo finish earlier this year at Fontana, racing very hard with each other. Dylan overshoots the corner, saves it, and I think he might be out of it. So now Joe Nemechek's back up behind the 22. He's closing in. This could get very interesting. Dylan Murway all over the back of the 47 in Nemechek, trying to make a hole. Austin Cindric hoping that those two men picks it up. Nemechek gets sent in. Last minute, last corner, last lap, side by side, contact. At the line, who's it going to be? They're saying Dylan Murway by about a half a car length. And another car got sent wide further back. We'll get more info on that in a bit. Well, 2 cars mixed it up there in 6. And we just wrecked on the front stretch. So that's 2 races on that Dylan Murway's won today, or this week. And he won the truck race on Saturday from the pole, won the Xfinity race on the pole, from the pole today. Can he do what only one driver in NASCAR history has done? Win all 3 races on the same weekend at the same track and continue to smash up his car? We'll find out tomorrow at noon. The Go Bowling at the Glen. Trying to go see if I can put it in my pit stall. There were 2 cars that got shoved wide. Don't know who. We'll get to that in a bit. but a last lap pass coming from a second and a half back to win in the last corner. Gotta love it. And we're going to a short track Friday night next week. That's at Bristol. That's hard to believe. Getting that time of year. So Dylan Murway wins today at Watkins Glen. Austin Cindric, John Nemechek, Harrison Burton, Jeremy Clements, Justin Haley, Chase Briscoe, Justin Allgaier, Noah Gregson, and Daniel Hemrick round out the top 10. The cars that were shoved wide, I believe, that went wide in the last corner, got together. Looks like Ryan Sieg was one of them. He was about to finish inside the top 10 by the looks of it. And possibly CJ McLaughlin. He was the car that looped it around in turn 6 on the last lap. Tough day for Brandon Jones as well. He was the one that brought out the final caution. Anthony Alfredo, 28th. And Michael Annett had a late yellow. Affect him. 2 drivers with 5 wins, 2 drivers with 2 wins. Looks like 8 drivers with 1 win apiece. So depending on how Alex LeBay or Jeremy Clements finishes over these next few weeks, it's going to be tight because we got 12 winners, and it's 12 winners that set the playoffs at Vegas. So could any of those 2 get bumped out? You got Chastain, Daniel Hemrick, and Riley Herbst as the 3 to watch. Chastain and Hemrick are technically in on points. Looking at playoff standings, could be an entirely different issue. So with this, that just made things. That means Dylan Murway has won 2 of the 3 races this weekend. Can he do it tomorrow at noon on NBC in Watkins Glen? You'll have to wait and see. Here are your drivers of the race. Dylan Murway in the fastest lap. Led the most laps. Josh Galicki started last and passed half the field. And Michael Annett started 12th and finished last place. So next time Xfinity Series cars will be Friday nights. Basically any race from now till the championship season, because every race for the Xfinity guys will be under the lights. All but 3, with the Charlotte Roval, Martinsville, and Championship Saturday in Phoenix. So normally it's that time of the year for when Friday Night Lights come on. Who's going to make their own Friday Night Lights magic next week in Bristol? Tune in tomorrow at noon on NBC for the Cup Series.